We've got some fresh new young talent doing some things that I know you haven't heard before.
1, 2, 3, listen.
Laptop pictures at the beach are so 2010. It's the 2020s now, when working remote is a highly sought after perk. Some want it to spend more time with family. Some want it so they can travel. But we all want it in order to achieve a higher quality of living. Spending $962 is a lot of money. But when that's your total monthly cost of living, including rent, insurance, food, and activities, it's a steal. In this video, I'm going to show you what it's like living in Bansko for 1 month on $962. The first thing you need to know is how to get there. Step 1, fly to Sofia. Step 2, get a taxi to the central bus station, $10. Or, pro tip, get a taxi to the cell providers just south of the station, then walk 5 minutes to it, $12 for 25 gigabytes. Be careful of the taxis in Sofia. The meters are modified, so calculate the rate yourself. The only transport app available is taxi.me. Step 3, ride a charter bus to Bansko using Union of Kony, $11 one way. If buying round trip, keep your receipt. It's your ticket back. Now you're in Bansko. There are no rideshare apps and taxis are scarce. So get your walking shoes on. It's all uphill from here. If you were unfortunate enough to rent a place without watching my last video showing you where to live, don't worry. It's only a 25-minute walk to the most southern part of town. The fresh air and scenery will do you good. I walked everywhere. No taxis, no bikes, and it was highly enjoyable. There's a variety of paths with beautiful views, no matter which you choose. The town is a treasure trove of old Bulgarian revival architecture. And on the outskirts, there's beautiful scenery of the surrounding mountains. The morning commute in Bansko was one of my favorites. Yes, I enjoyed my morning commute. Walking to the coworks was pleasant, as was working at them. But I covered the basics in another video. This one, I'll tell you the hardships. Bansko is known for only one cowork, so when I found there was more, I wanted to learn about them. The digital nomad scene isn't just growing, it's accelerating. What did these new places capitalize on that the first did not? How are the offices adapting to a growing community? And why would you choose them over the original? After trialing each one for an entire week, I learned just how important the social aspect can be. I also learned how stressful it can be to switch between them too quickly. While first impressions can be misleading, when it comes to trial days, you can trust your gut instinct. In Bansko, the co-working offices are of similar quality and cost around $106 a month. Large tables, ergonomic chairs, free coffee, nice atmosphere, and monitors available. For a ski town, it has some of the best I've ever seen. The differentiating factor is the social life, which relies heavily on you. I felt most at ease at Alt Space. The lounge-type room felt homey, with plenty of natural lighting and tasteful decorations. Interactions followed the same feeling. Conversations were casual, with each person interested in the other. I never felt there was an expectation of what is to come after. If we clicked, and if we didn't, it was a nice chat. Nestwork took this a step more to the professional level. On the upper floor of a business office, it has the natural lighting and a great view. Conversations here felt calculated, like they needed a greater purpose. It seemed the members that chose Nestwork actually lived in Bansko long term. The atmosphere felt elite. Coworking Bansko is the shining star. And like a ball of exploding atomic fire, it's hot. Conversations had a clear goal: make friends. You're here for a good time and not a long time. The best way I can illustrate the atmosphere is by showing you an excerpt from one of their welcome emails. Much like a plastic bag needs a warning telling you not to eat it, there had to be a problem of it in order for the warning to be put there. My favorite part about each of these coworkers is that they appeal to a different person. Sure, one of them would like to be the best overall, gobbling up all the money that comes in, but competition is your friend, and at Bansko, it's healthy. I, on the other hand, was stressed by switching between the three. Nomad life. This led to me spending $100 on chips and cookies nearly every dinner to stress eat. I let the free coffee push me through the day while eating nuts and fruits for breakfast and lunch. The times I did go out for a meal, things were apprehensively expensive. It is a remote ski town after all. For everything not eaten at a grocery store, I spent $165. The largest expense was accommodation at $356 a month. No, it's not that price anymore. Now it's worth over $1,000. But it wasn't special. I just rented at a special time, which I'll tell you in a minute. One-bedroom condos like the one I lived at are widely available. On Airbnb, $350 a month is a great price anywhere. For a serviced apartment with plenty of lighting, a comfortable bed, and well-thought amenities, it was one of the best places I've ever lived.
And I'm not some millionaire trying to sell you a BS lifestyle. I'm a regular worker trying to live a fulfilling life. For me, that means experiencing new things.
There is an alternative to Airbnb, and that's BanskoNomadApartments.com. On that site, you'll find similar places, but cheaper. That leaves us with $200. I went skiing one time and spent $88. Lived past gear and food on the mountain. I feel disappointed I didn't ski more. It's why I visited Bansko. But I found something that I enjoy a little bit more. Creating content does cost money, with Adobe Photo Suite at $11 and musical licensing at $15. Finally is insurance at $50 for health and property. Back to the apartments. The best time to start finding cheap deals is in the beginning of March. That's when the tourists leave and the ski season starts to close. Spring skiing is a time for the town to wind down. There are parties, but not at the level you're thinking. Once the season ends, spring begins, and its vibrancy will take you by surprise. Bulgaria is one of the biggest rose oil producers. You won't find mass rose fields in Bansko, but you will find flowers flourishing in its rich soil. As the snow melts, the river picks up speed. Every time I crossed the bridge, I had the urge to stop and stare. And when I did, this poem came to mind. The Bridge Builder.